Good morning. Ilse County-Adair here from the Sovereign Entrepreneur Academy. So I'm here to share a little bit where this came from. So this morning, I love this card deck, Sacred Rebels, and I will pull a card here and there. And then this morning, I pulled the Sacred Fools card. And it reminded me of something that's been so true for me, but that I haven't really shared with others. And so what I'm going to share with you today really transformed me. It helped me to really let go of struggling, of efforting, of working hard, and it helped me bring in a lot more ease, a lot more joy, a lot more trust in my process of doing business, which essentially helped me triple my business last year. So with a lot more ease. So that doesn't suck. And I'm going to help you do the same. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder of the Sovereign Entrepreneur Academy, where we marry strategy and energy to help conscious entrepreneurs and change makers essentially become powerful vision casters in their business and build businesses that are totally aligned with them and with their unique energy so that they can really fill their program, fill their offers, and get booked out without burnout. So as I was saying, this morning I pulled this Sacred Fools card from the Sacred Rebels Oracle. And it really brought all of this back to me. So I'm going to read a little bit of it, and then I'm going to go into more about this knowing that has helped me so much, so that hopefully it will help you create your own unique path with more ease. So this is what it says. The fool is a great rebel, able to thwart convention and to tell the truth without restraint. Your heart is a wonderful, powerful, sacred fool. It cares not for the right way to do things. It cares not for what the mind says is real and not real. It lives according to an inner wisdom that cannot be dictated or controlled by anything. It loves, it lives, and it is what it is. This oracle heralds a time, now or imminent, when you will feel inspired, alive, and passionate for what you can offer the world. It says to you, don't try to be appropriate. Don't try to be socially acceptable and worry about what others may think of what they're doing. Just be. If you want to wear a mad hat while doing so, fine. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the sacred fool in you is willing to leave behind what has been because it no longer feels right to stay attached to it. The sacred fool trusts life completely, and it would never occur to this part of you to try to outsmart life or resist its flow. And so it goes on. And one of the things it says at the end, if you find yourself making choices that have others questioning what you're doing or questioning your sanity, then you're on the right course. You may feel that you're quite possibly going insane, but you're not crazy. You're just approaching an enlightened awareness. I find that to be so freaking true in business. And I'm going to tell you that when I was stuck in doing a lot of struggling, and it actually, for some of us, that's what it takes, right? It takes us doing everything and nothing is working and getting really disheartened, really disillusioned and hating it to decide, fuck it, I'm no longer doing this. And for me, it took me getting to that point to have almost like an awakening, a wisdom that this wasn't my way. That the reason it wasn't working wasn't because it wasn't working. It wasn't working because it wasn't my way. It wasn't working not because I was lacking in some way, not because I was not worthy in some way, but because it wasn't aligned with the coding, with the wiring of my soul, of the soul of my business. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. I'm so glad you're here, whether you're here live or you are here on the replay. say hi to me. And at the end of this training, or this, it's not going to be a training, it's going to be a short live. I'm going to put out an invitation to you to join the Sovereign Entrepreneur Academy in January. I'm going to be opening 5 spaces for conscious entrepreneurs, transformational coaches, healers, practitioners who essentially want to quantum leap their business in 2022 and grow with ease, with alignment, and by mixing step-by-step strategies with energy. The price is going to go up in January, so this is essentially will be an invitation to join us at the current price. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's get started. So a while back, and this is an extension of what I was just sharing with you, but a while back, after I had done all this struggling, I had a download, and I realized that I get to define what success means to me and what success looks like for me, and I get to do it or get there my way. And if I don't do it my way, it will never work. And experience was showing that to me. So I realized through my own inner work and through working with so many people over the years that we're all uniquely wired for success. We're wired for success in our own unique ways, almost like we have a success blueprint that is coded, wired inside us. And a lot of us are walking around and don't quite have access to it. And we're following other people because we've forgotten that we have essentially that blueprint, that innate GPS. And this is the thing with the blueprint inside us that's coded in us. Like, not only does it have what's possible for us, everything we're destined to create, it also has the route we need to take to get there safely and to get there with as much ease and simplicity as possible. The route is plotted essentially within us like an inner success type GPS. So what I realized for me that was really transformative is that when something feels hard, when it's draining, when nothing seems to work, it's literally my coded GPS coming on. It's like the fail safe coming on to let me know that I took a wrong turn, to let me know that something's out of alignment, essentially. So when that happens, when I feel like I'm drained, I'm going through the mush, nothing's working, I'm not enjoying it, I'm not having any fun, then I will stop and I will look at what's out of alignment. Either my energy is out of alignment, or my mindset, or my offers are no longer in alignment, my pricing is out of alignment, the types of client I'm attracting or working with is not feeling right anymore. Something no longer feels right. And the invitation is that happens to be true across our entire business. So when something is off, it's literally clogging up the process of me getting to our end result. And essentially, it stays hard until I'm willing to stop for a second and to reassess. To reassess not from out there, not from what my coach is saying or what, to reassess from in here and to really get a sense of what's working or what's not working. And when I do that, honestly, and I will do that, I've put together a process, but I'll do that every 3 to 5 months to essentially recheck every aspect of my business and make sure that it's energetically aligned. But if I start feeling like I'm not having a good time, nothing's working, I'm drained, I'm overwhelmed, like it feels like I'm walking through the mud, then I know something's out of alignment, and I will do the process sooner and figure out, what do I need to shift? Where do I need to shift? What do I need to tweak to get back essentially into that aligned thing that I'm coded for? So as long as we're trying to get success the way someone else is doing it, or a way that's not wired for us internally, then it's kind of like eating foods that don't agree with your system or that you're allergic to. Everything starts going wrong. Everything is harder than it is. So it will always feel hard. It will always feel draining. It will always feel overwhelming when we're not essentially connected to our own wiring system and to our own alignment, which at that point, is it really success? Probably not, right? I was having a conversation with someone earlier this week who has an extremely successful coaching business. She's got multiple coaches working under her. And she was telling me how she hates it. Like, all she wants, she tried to sell it, she wasn't successful selling it. All she wants to do essentially is walk away, close it down, start over, do something different. And what's interesting, and I was asking her, I was like, well, did it ever feel right? Like, are you just wired at this point to do something else? And she's like, it never quite felt right. It always felt hard. It always felt draining. It always felt overwhelming. But I thought that once I got to that result, once I started making money, once I figured out how to get clients in, once I had support, and she was telling me, she was like, it was always the next thing. It never felt quite right, but it was like, okay, when I have that in place, it will feel right. When I have this in place, it will feel right. When I have more support, more coaches, it will feel right. And the truth is, it never did. So it's important for us to really get aligned with how we're supposed to do business, how we're supposed to do marketing, how we're supposed to attract clients, who we're supposed to work with, and what is essentially our highest level work that we are innately wired for. If not, we're going down a road of struggle. And I think like a lot of us don't realize that there's something wrong because it's so much part of our conditioning that it has to be hard, that success takes hard work. Almost to the point where if I have that, where like, I think I was sharing this in another live, but this fall, essentially, I started my group program, and the last couple months is like, I've never had so much free time and so much spaciousness. And there's something inside me that's basically saying like, ooh, something's wrong, because I have all this extra time that I'm not used to. And because it's not as hard as something in me thinks it should be. Yes, Sharon says so true. It's so part of our conditioning, this hard work thing. Absolutely. So getting results, making good money, enjoying it is essentially success, is about quantum alignment. For me, it's like the moment that I start to feel totally drained and overwhelmed, I have to stop and check. It's my cue to really look at myself and my entire business and see what's no longer a match, or what am I doing or following that's not aligned with my unique energetic blueprint and the soul of my business. So success, just kind of like happiness, is a decision. It's a choice we get to make. First, we have to decide that what we really want is what we want. And this isn't about what people are telling you should want or what you believe you can have. This is really about feeling into what and deciding what it is that you really want and deeply desire, without ifs, without buts. Because the way I look at it is, you would not desire it if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't already coded, wired into you. You wouldn't desire it if there wasn't already that plotted inner GPS path that is going to show you the way there with more ease, more joy, more playfulness. I think really claiming what we want and not feeling like, how dare we want this, or it's not realistic, or all of that, is one of our lifelong struggles. Because especially if you're sensitive, especially if you're soulful, you have literally been raised, conditioned to support others and to be available to others, but not to yourself. So Sharon says, knowing what I want. Yes, like we are wired to know what other people want. We are wired to figure out, or conditioned to figure out, how to serve other people. But oftentimes we have to take the time to come back to us. This is where intuition comes in. This is where alignment comes in. How can you actually know what your unique aligned path is if you don't take the time to see and sense what feels right and what it is that you really want. So first you decide what you want, and you take whatever time that looks like for you, and you don't fucking apologize for it. You take time to decide what joy looks like, what does wealth looks like, what does a perfect day in a successful business looks like for you, what jazzes you up, what lights you up. Then once you kind of have that, then you decide that it's possible for you, that if you want it, it means that it's literally coded for you, that it's in your wiring, or you wouldn't want it. But you have to know what that is first. Once that certainty is grabbed, that you're literally claiming this is what I want, and I'm literally destined for it. It's in me already. I'm wired for it. Not only am I worthy of it, but I'm good enough for it, and I'm destined to create it. How do I know? Because my desire told me so, because it's inside me already. And because I want it, because I'm destined for it, there has to be a path to it. And that's what alignment is about. Once you have that certainty, once you have that claiming, then alignment is about finding your path, not my path, your path, your unique, aligned, wired within you path to what you desire. And you literally can't desire or conceive of something if it's not destined for you, if it's not already aligned with your soul's highest potential or with your business highest potential. Essentially, your desires are proof that you're already wired for that very thing. Your desire is literally your wiring waking up within you. So once you claim it, once you grab that certainty that you're destined for it and you get to have it, and you don't need to be different than who you are to have it, and that there's a way there, then your work is alignment. So let's talk a little bit about that. Your work essentially is to find the most energetically aligned, easeful path forward. So alignment is always going to feel desiring as your wiring. That has a ring. Yes, it kind of does, doesn't it? So alignment will always feel like a stretch, because you're embodying something new and you're becoming someone new. Like when you're moving towards that desire, essentially, when you think about it, we're here and the results or that vision is here. If you really tune into it, the person who accomplishes that desire, the person who walks that easeful path and gets to that place, is not quite who you are right now. That person, that future self, is coded in you. She's wired in you. He's wired in you. But you're not quite there yet. So when you start looking for alignment or taking aligned actions, then it's always going to feel like a stretch, because you're literally embodying that new person and you are moving towards a reality that's not quite yours just yet. So the thing with alignment is it should feel like a stretch, but it should also feel right. It should feel exciting, and often it should feel simple. We have a way, I think it's still part of that conditioning of it's got to be hard. We have a way of overcomplicating everything. If it's too simple, then that can't be the way. And I'm here to tell you that from me and for most of the people I know who are very successful, oftentimes you look at it, and this is where that sacred full card that I read earlier came in. Oftentimes you look at what they're doing and it doesn't quite make sense. You're like, how is it that you're getting all this result from doing all just this when I'm doing all this shit and nothing's working? Because alignment tends to be simple. I'm looking at my notes. I lost track of where I'm at. Yeah. So okay, be back for the replay, Kimiko. Thanks for showing up. Okay. So Alignment in our business literally touches every aspect of your business. So it's about you, how you're showing up. It's about your offers. It's about your pricing. It's about your clients. Like either the clients you're currently working with, but the clients are the people you're speaking to and trying to attract. Alignment is about your marketing, is about your sales process. Oftentimes we think of alignment, we think of our marketing, but it's not just that. It's literally everything. It's your team, like the people who are supporting you. It's your tech and all the back end of your business. So when I work with clients, especially when I do deep one-on-one work, then I will often have them go through every aspect of their business and start to sense what part feels really good and what part feels like, like resistance, nothing's working, it feels hard, it feels heavy, it doesn't feel aligned. And that's a major aspect of this work too, is figuring out what does a yes feel like in your body and what does a no or constriction or resistance feels like in your body. So a yes feels easy, it feels expansive, it feels joyful. I did a little bit during my Sovereign Entrepreneur meeting this week about muscle testing. Muscle testing can be something you use to figure out if something feels in alignment, or on a scale from 1 to 10, how aligned is it with your highest level work, with what you're coded to create, with your financial goals. And when you want to reach results, you literally have to do it your way, and you have to make sure that every aspect of your business, which includes you, is as aligned as you can make it in this moment. So it's always about tweaking everything until you become more and more aligned. I know we all want to be like, okay, tell me what to do, let me be aligned, and it's done. Unfortunately, we're human beings, we're informed, like, that's not going to work that way. Like, for me, I have a thing around safety and visibility. And it's been there for a long time, and it's getting better. Now it's at 59%. When I check my alignments, it's at 59%. It used to be at 30. You know, like when I was not doing these lives and I was having panic attack about trying to go live, and I would check that, it used to be at like 25, like, but this sense of like, it's not safe for me to be visible. Well, let me tell you something. It's really difficult to grow and build a business and expand when you don't feel safe to be seen, when it doesn't feel safe to put yourself out there. I've been working on this for a long time, but specifically, I've been working on it for a year, and I'm at 59% now. And you will notice, like, if you have known me for a while, you can tell. Like, as I'm moving, suddenly I started a group program, I'm going live multiple times a week. Like, you can tell actively that energetically something is shifting within me. But it takes that. So it's not just like, okay, let's snap my fingers, let's figure out what I need to do, let's do one tweak, and I'm 100% aligned. It's a journey, it's a marathon. It is a spiritual unfolding. It's a spiritual journey. That's really what it is. So that is my invitation for you as we close 2021 and we're entering 2022. Make a list of every aspect of your business, starting with you. So here's the list. You. That includes your mood, your frequency, your attitude, your mindset, what lights you up, your health, your vitality, how well you're taking care of you. So put you. That's one. Your offers, your pricing, your delivery, your marketing, your sales process, your team or your support, if you have any, and your back end. And your back end means the tech you're using, your membership sites, your websites, your email provider, your payment portal, your Acuity or whatever you make your appointments, like all of that is your back end. And so you could literally like have a list of all these things. I don't mean you need to like, although you could literally have every tech thing that you do. But essentially have a list of all the things in your business and just feel into how aligned am I based on what I want to create? How aligned am I? Is my mood, my frequency, my attitude, my energy, my vitality? And you'll get a sense really quickly whether or not you're aligned. How aligned are my offers? How aligned are my clients? Am I loving my clients? Am I loving what I'm offering? Or am I supposed to be offering something else? How aligned am I with my pricing? Do I feel excited about my pricing? Does it feel fair? Does it feel like I'm being generously rewarded and also offering an amazing deal to my clients? How do I feel about my marketing? And essentially, like, yes, Sharon says we're at the center of our business. So absolutely, which is why I always say, like, start with you, because you could have everything else in alignment. If you're out of alignment, nothing's going to work. Because who is it that shows up for your marketing? Who is it that does all these things? It's you. So have that whole list and then ask yourself, how does it feel? What part of it feels right? What part of it doesn't feel right? Does it feel exciting? Does it feel easy? Does it feel simple? Does it feel playful? Does it feel like I'm going in the right direction? And then and then trust your gut. Like, you'll know if there's joy and if there's expansion, then it's a yes. If it feels heavy, if it feels blocked, then obviously it's a no. And when you get a no, when you get a not totally kind of answer, then ask yourself, what's one thing I could shift here that would make things easier? And if you're not used to using your intuition in your business, what I will tell you is be patient. The more you do this, the more you start going within for your answers, the easier and clearer it will get. And that's one thing I help my clients do by taking them through a lot of different practices to really help activate their own innate guidance. So when something feels off kilter, figure out what part of that is and think of one thing, one creative something that feels fun that you could shift or you could do. And sometimes the answer you get is not what you expected. Sometimes the answer you get is go for a walk. In my group this week, someone was sharing about how one of their client realized that they have to go for 3-hour walks to really get a full download creatively. We each have to figure out what's going to work for us. And doing these kind of practices where you're literally you're asking your unconscious, you're asking your sovereign self, you're asking the wiring inside you, that blueprint that is alive, it's an alive being within you. Hey, what do I need to do to get more in alignment? And you'll get little hits of things you should do. And then your next step is to take action. Because what's going to happen is you get a hit, even if it doesn't make sense, follow it, take action. And then what's happening is you're literally reinforcing to that part of you who came forward to share with you what it thinks you need to do next to be more in alignment, that you are willing to hear, you are willing to receive, you are ready to receive, and you'll start getting more and more of those guidance. So yeah, intuition, trusting, learning to receive and to follow through on what we receive is a huge part of what I teach, because it's just so important in growing an aligned business that is unique to you, not everybody else, to you, and that will not only be profitable for you, but also easeful and joyful. Because as you know, what I like to say is if you don't love it, it's not success. Okay, so at the beginning of this live, this is essentially what I have to share with you. At the beginning of this live, I said that I would put forth an invitation. So feel free to hop off at this point if you want. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you have a lovely weekend. And if you want to hear it, then you can feel free to listen some more. So as I stated earlier in my live at the beginning, I'm opening 5 spaces in my Solvent Entrepreneur Academy. This is an intimate group of essentially transformational leaders, healers, coaches, practitioners who are here to really bring their gifts out into the world. And so if you're ready to make 2022 your breakthrough year, and to create a lot more abundance and a lot more impact in your life and in your business with a lot more ease, a lot more alignment, a lot more flow, then I want to invite you to join us. We're small. There's, I think, 9 or 10 of us. I'm opening 5 spaces. So we're going to stay a really intimate group of people. And in STA, in the Sovereign Entrepreneur Academy, we mix step-by-step organic strategies with deep energetic work. And Sharon is in my program, and she's saying your program is awesome. Thank you very much. So we mix those step-by-step organic strategies with a lot of energy work, a lot of intuition work, a lot of figuring out how to take these strategies and how to make them your own so that they actually work and get results. And the whole aim of this program is to attract clients to fill your programs with ease and to essentially get booked out without burnout. The price is going to go up in January. But essentially, I'm inviting you to get in and start in January, but get in and start at the price that everybody else has essentially paid for before the rates, the rate goes up. And I will say this, this is a new program for me. I was worried about whether or not people would get results. Almost everyone in like 6 weeks of the program has gotten amazing results. I have someone in there who I have worked with one-on-one for months and was struggling and not getting any clients, and suddenly starts a program and she's got 3 or 4 new clients. There's something powerful about a group, and there's something powerful about these people together. It's an amazing group, and I would love to have you there if it feels aligned. So if you want to join us, you can put details in the comment and I will give you details. Or you can message me and ask for details. And I will also, after this live is over, I will go back and I will put the link in the comments. That's it. Feel free to reach out to me. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I'll talk to you then. Bye, everyone who joined. Sharon, thank you so much for commenting and being so willing and alive during this live. Love it. Bye, guys.